You want to talk to me, sorry? Yeah, and all that's going to happen is once we get the underhook right here, if he kind of turns into me and I bail, you know, this is what we're doing today. So this is a common issue where we need to pass his guard. He's seated, I'm standing. He can either be seated up or flat. So if he's seated up and we want him flat, pretty simple. If he's got both knees in the air, yeah, just like that. No, sit up, sorry. Yeah, simple, just grab his ankles and just get him flat, okay? So what we're going to do today, Pete's going to show a double under pressure pass first, and then I'm going to finish it off with it's got a knee slice, inside guard pass, but we can add a bit extra for this fella. A little bit of Andrew Woodsy, Daisy Fresh, a little buzz, was it buzz still passing it? There you go. You know it? Yeah, there you go. Cool, alright, first one.
So this one will kind of work if his feet are down, his feet are up. Ideally, you're probably not going to encounter that much. In other words, don't be in that position. Is probably the way to be because you're pretty vulnerable. You're on your back. Worst place to be is flat on your back. So if we're here and I'm starting to go for Toriano pass, it didn't quite work, I missed it, or I was going for a knee slide, it didn't quite work. Don't give up. You can bail, reset. Don't be afraid to reset. But today we're not resetting. We're going to problem solve. So today, jiu-jitsu is problem solving. So it's grits. Kind of find something that works for you. I do tend to like inside. Be mindful he's going to grab my cuffs as well. So don't let you get your cuffs. So idea here, nice firm base. I really want to turn his hips. Drop him down. You notice I'm starting to open his hips up, which is kind of what I want. Then drop down, keep pressure there because I don't want to get triangle. So I'll let go here. When you get triangle, not in a good spot. Keep pressure on that one. Dive my hand under. Don't be wayward with your arms as well. So move with a bit of purpose with your arms. So I don't have to go far. And I'm there right now. Nice simple one in. Start coming forward. If I want to get double unders, pressure, straight up, and then gable grip, and tight. Lift them up. So basically you can see all these hips on my thighs right now. I don't want to be sloppy, I don't want to be here. It's too easy for him to get out, he can keep the knee. Basically, anytime you get a good position, make it count, right? It's always fault he's here, not mine. He let me get past. He let me get double unders right out. So from here, probably the one part to watch is my hips and my feet right out. I'll show you the reason why. So one I like to do, start locking up here because I'm going this side. And I want to be wary of a straight arm. So if I start to go to here, it's thumb down, behind the cuff, and I pull him in a bit. See that's pulled his posture up a bit? Starting to make him feel a little bit uncomfortable. Now is when I start to come forward. I'm coming up on my toes. You see him on my toes. And all I do, keep pressure here. You're right, bro. I can start to release here because I'm rolling my hips around. And I'm through. So if... Yeah, so I'll start from here. But keep an eye on my hip and my toes. So ideally, your hip will just glide past his. And sort of watch what I do with my head. A common mistake that people will do is they'll go like that. Right? Don't move your head. It's his fault that he's in this position. So put your knee into his head. Make sense? Be gentle though, because we're training partners, so look after each other. But normally, this is one where you don't have to be as gentle, but today be gentle because we're looking after each other. Once again, nice and tight, up on the hips, I like to keep these under control because I want to control his hips. At the moment, I'm not too worried about his arms. There's not really much he can do because as soon as he starts, yeah, he can put his arms up, that's no worries. I'm going to start nullifying it here. Starting to come up on my toes. My hip is going to glide across his and my head stays. He's going to let you through. They'll let you through because it's really nice. You want to see one more or could you go? One more? How about we'll go from the opposite direction? So we'll go from the setup. Remember, be mindful. So don't be slopping your stance. Control his hips, right? You don't want to let him start to get control of you. Pin that, keep that down, nice and firm. Start dropping under. Nice and firm. Tuck yourself in. See his hips are up nice and high. So you've got less chance of TPing or doing anything with it. Now is when I start to come forward. I like to start squeezing, alright? Start squeezing. Leaning forward as I'm grabbing, so don't mean. If you think you're deep enough, just go another inch. It's always a good theory. That's deep enough. Now I'm going. There we go. Brief him up. I need to start making room for myself to pass. Now I'm going to make him pay for it and get here. Finish your can. Finish inside control. Finish in kesa gatame. Pick a position to finish in. Make sure you finish in a control position. So every time you do a guard pass, finish in a control position. Don't just pass and go, oh, yeah, sweet, I've done. Because it doesn't count until you control. Sound good?
Do you want us to start from the failed pass or just straight on our knees?
Start straight on your knees if you want. Yeah. Because that's getting there is probably 20 different ways how you can get there.
Yeah.
But today, most important is that pass. So start on your knees, if you like, with the double ones. 1, 2.
We're doing 2 stages. Obviously, stage 1's the beginner. Stick to that if that's enough. Stage 2 is a bit more. Similar concept where we want to pin one of the knees down, yeah? But in saying that, we want to also think about getting our cross leg like in the middle, like in his guard. So this is an inside pass, okay? So once we're here, I want to step in here and push his knee down, okay? And make sure that I've got the one leg in, okay? Because all the knee slice is it's not this one going over this way, we're crossing a diagonal, okay? So the knee we pin is the other side of our kind of symmetrical, the one that's up that comes down to here, okay? So that's a knee slice. So we start here. We make sure we can just be doing this. We can be playing. We step inside, pin the knee, and we're going to just drop to here, okay? At the same time as we're going to be sliding through all our momentum, we have to shoot for this underhook, okay? And we slide through, and it ends up here, we consolidate inside, okay? So you can get this from a lot of different positions, like combat base, kind of similar. If you pin here, you can just kind of knee slice through as well. And watch what I do here. I clear this leg over. Once that's clear, this one just kind of slips into a clean side control without enough time for him to catch quarter guard, which means he just kind of catches my ankle. Do you want to quickly catch my ankle? So here, if I'm too slow and sloppy, he can catch me here. So if we spin around, see that? He's caught me. That's no good. So with the knee slice, then he's got underhook. That's no good. So we have to kind of do it at pace, and the mid knee slice, we need to shoot for that underhook as well, okay? So we're here, lift him up, pin, here, wrap around there, okay? So that's a basic knee slice. One that's a bit more is if he kind of goes, it's called a De La Hiva on the far side. What we actually want to do is we want to step into the De La Hiva. It stops him from getting a decent hook here. So the more we step in, see that? It stops him from getting a De La Hiva hook. And this is the Wiltsy buzzsaw pass. And once you step into it, He then cuts across in the exact same thing. He just comes across in here and make sure you get the underhook. Okay, so I'll do stage 1 again. So it's just the basic, getting down, pin here to there. And we'll stay there, okay? And the second one, he gets the De La Hiva on the lead leg. I really step into it. And then you come across with the underhook. So the ending side control, both of them. Okay, all good? 1, 2.